people. But if you feel like this is something you can resonate with, take it with you. Okay. So the first thing I remember listening to a tape at some point, and this is what one of the motivational speakers said. He said, "You got to be in order to do, so that you can have in order to give." So you got to be in order to do, so that you can have in order to give. So if you want to be successful, like say for like Bill Gates for example, what are you gonna do? You have to be. Know what he does. What does the guy do? Maybe he doesn't sleep at night, he just works hard. You got to be like that. I remember when I was in high school, like there was this girl, she used to be like my role model. She used to like work so hard. I'll go to study in the morning and she'll be there. And like just always there studying. And I don't know, it felt great studying like next to her and stuff. Like she was, I think, like 4 classes ahead of me. She was really smart. So I was like, and I remember at some point, they asked us to clean like the classroom just like they do with with you guys who are still in high school and primary school and stuff like that. So and a lot of people wouldn't show up. And I would ask myself, what would non-tenders do in this situation? And I was like, maybe the girl would even like stay here to clean the classroom alone. So I was like, I wanted to do the things she does, so that I'll be able to have what she has, so that I can be able to give as much as she does. So that was my motivation. You got to be in order to do, so that you can have in order to give. Okay. So this is what Albert Einstein said at some point. He said, try not to be a man of success, but be a man of value. And what does that actually mean to me? I'll give you a story. There was, at some point in time, there was this guy, he owned like a construction company or something. And he had this guy working for him, and this guy had been working for him for quite some time. So and it was his time. It was time for this guy to retire. So he said, the guy said, the owner of the construction company said, okay, I know you're about to retire, but let's make a deal. Okay, you just have to do this one thing for me. I would like you to build a house for me. Okay, this is just one thing you're going to do, and I'm going to give you your whole package to go back home. We all like packages, but just like everybody else, what do we do? I mean, it's like, oh my goodness, it's the end of the semester. I'm just so tired, I need to go back home right now. I'm just tired, like I just had it. So this is what the guy said. He said, he was like, okay, I'm going to build this job, and then now, he did it in a hurry. He didn't give himself time to do it. So what did he do? He just did a shady job in that thing. So he didn't do a good job. So it was just like, you know what, like right now I just want to go, I just need my money to stay with my kids and stuff like that. And then so he went to the owner of the construction company. He was like, hey boss, I'm done building the house you asked me to build. And the boss was like, oh, thank you. You had been such a faithful servant for so many years. And as a token of my appreciation, you know what? The house you are building is actually a gift for you. Okay? And it happens all the time. Okay? So, what you need to do, make sure that you always do your best. Try not to aim for success. Be a man of value. Make sure that whatever you do, you give it your best shot and you take your time. Okay? For those of you who are Christians like I am, there's a verse in the Bible that says, do everything as if you're doing it unto the Lord. So another thing that you need to understand, being a man of value and a woman of value, is that you have to be able to actually do good things and being faithful even if nobody is really watching. Okay, I think that's really important. Being a man of value, a woman of value, even if nobody is watching. So here's another story for you. Okay, so what happened? There used to be like this ruler at some point. Once upon a time, there was this ruler. So most rulers, they have like people who work working with them, like say like the prime minister or something. So I don't know what happened to this prime minister, but let's just say he died. Okay, so the prime minister died. And then so he needed somebody else to fit into the position. So he was like, I need a really, I need a man of value. I need somebody who's going to be wise and dedicated to his work. So this is what he did. He came up with a plan. So it was a very simple plan. He just put a big border and he put it on the road. And he said, whosoever is going to move that border, he's going to be the next prime minister. Okay? And then he was just hiding by the road. He never told anybody about this plan. So, and then a lot of people passed by, a lot of like respectable people just drove by. Everybody was just passing by, and until this one guy came by. And then so what this guy did, he was just like a really simple guy, maybe just like me. I don't know. He was just wearing like, I don't know, like maybe a mahia or something. And then what did he do? He just moved the border, and he said, oh, this guy is going to be the next prime minister. You see, the guy never really aimed to be the prime minister. He was never just like sitting there thinking, oh, I'm going to be like the prime minister. He was just doing whatever he was doing every day. That was like his principles. So the most important thing is, you have to be a man of value, a woman of value. Always do what you know you're supposed to be doing. Be faithful, even if nobody is watching you. I always tell myself, this is something that I always told myself when I was at school, is that if it needs to be done, I'm going to do it now. I think that's a principle that most of us need to adopt, because what do? Some people maybe passed the thing, maybe passed by that board, and they were like, oh no, I'm just going to move it when I come back from work. But if you know that it needs to be done, just do it now. So this is what happens with most people. They'll be like, oh, now I'm 20, I think I'm too old to actually start a program. And then you'll be like, you know what? It's too late. Let me not just bother. Like people are old, like people are just too young in school now. And then you don't do it. If it needs to be done, just do it now. You have the time. Okay? So, and another thing, like something that I remember I was reading this at some point when I was in college. And it said, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, something like that. But what I really got from that is that no matter how slow you feel you're moving, the most important thing is keep on moving. Okay? Because it will never actually get better. It will never get better than what it actually is at the moment. Just like sometimes like I'll be studying like some computer science stuff. I wouldn't get in much, but like I'll just keep on going, even if like I feel like I don't really have the energy to do it. But just keep on moving, no matter how slow you feel you're moving, because you never know what's going to, like what those steps will pile up to be. Okay, so keep on hustling. Life is about hustling. Okay, talk to people. Okay, hustle, work hard. Because, you know why? Because whatever reason you give yourself for not doing well right now, that reason is not going to be good enough when you look back in the future. If you feel like, oh my goodness, I'm just too tired, like I can't work hard, I can't do anything. Oh, maybe I'm broke. Here's the thing, whatever reason you give yourself for not working hard, that reason is not going to be good enough. Some people, like, I understand, like we have a lot of stuff going on. Some people like maybe like, oh, I've just broken up with my boyfriend. I've just broken up with my girlfriend. I'm so sad right now. You know what's going to happen? An opportunity is going to come a month later. It's not going to be asking people, hey, you remember? Like, I'm going to treat your case a little bit differently because I understand your situation. Opportunity doesn't understand anybody's situation. Whatever reason you give yourself for not working hard at the present time is not going to be good enough when you look back in the future. Life has ups and downs. You have to understand that. You said, some of you say, will say, oh, I'm a Christian, that's good. You know what Jesus said? Jesus said, take heart. In this world you will have trouble, but I have overcome the world. And in me, so he said, take heart. I don't remember the very word, but what does it say? Take heart. No, let me just. So in this world there will be suffering. Let me just loosely put it like that. In this world you will have trouble. Okay, there will be trouble, but take heart. I've overcome the world. In me you will find peace. Isn't that a good thing? Buddhism teaches the same thing. It says there are things that call it both samsara. There's samsara. There's the Four Noble Truths. What the first one says, there's suffering in the world. The second one says, what does it say? How can I forget that? So there's suffering in the world. It says the cause of the suffering is because we get attached to things that actually just will not last forever. And because we get so attached with the thing, we just attached because of our ignorance. Because those things will not last forever. The next one they talk about, because there's actually a way to the cessation of suffering. And it's the attachment to those things, but I won't get into that. But the most important thing, what was I talking about? Okay, so I was saying, life has ups and downs. Remember that when you're really happy today, there will be times when you won't be happy. When you're really sad today, there will be times when you won't be sad anymore. It's just ups and downs. No situation lasts forever. Always prepare for all seasons. If you have the energy to work hard today, do it. If you have money, save it or whatever. Do whatever with it. Like, always remember that nothing really lasts forever. Okay, and another thing. Don't be jealous. Okay? There's a motivational book I read. It said, don't be jealous because you don't know what's on the other side of the wall. What's the story behind? So this is what happened. There were two women in hospital. Okay? So they were laying there like really sick. So what happened? So they were just laying there. One was laying by the window, another one was just like laying somewhere in the middle of the hospital. So this is what will happen. The one who was laying by the window, she will tell stories to the other one. Oh, outside I'm seeing like there's a beautiful sunshine, there are flowers, there are beautiful children playing around, and it's just beautiful. Everything was just beautiful. She will tell her these stories. And at first, she was really excited about this because like it was cheering her up. It was just giving her hope about life. There was something good out there. But time went by. She got jealous. I almost said it. Oh, let me say, that bitch, look at her. She's enjoying everything. Look at me, like I'm suffering, not seeing all of those things. And then at some point, so what happened is like this woman, this helpless woman who was sleeping by the window, she made like, I think she made like, she was crying for her. So what this other one was supposed to do, she was supposed to maybe like ring a bell to call the nurses. She was like, she gotta go. She has to go, she has to die. So I can move into that window. And then needless to say, she died. The one who was sleeping by the window died. Now she was like, hey nurses, can you please move me by the window? She knew why she wanted to go by the window. She also had to see the nice things out there. Okay? They moved her by the window. You know what happened? What happened? Who can guess what happened? There was a freaking wall like by the window. That's what happened. She was like, damn, that woman was making up these stories just for me, so that she can cheer me up. But like, I let her die. Okay, so that's really sad. Don't be jealous because you don't know what's on the other side of the wall. It's your own story. So make sure that you just concentrate on your own story. It will have its own up and downs, and other people will have their own stories. Okay. I remember I was talking to my siblings at some point. I told them, stop stealing from yourself. That's what I told them. Stop stealing from yourself. We do that all the time. We steal from ourselves. I'll give them an example. This is what you do when you're not doing what you know exactly you're supposed to. You're stealing from yourself. It's like they gave you some inheritance, and every time you think about studying and you're not studying, you're stealing from yourself. If you're a Christian, okay, and they say don't do that, like the Bible says, don't do that, and you do it, it's like you're stealing from yourself. All of those things they say you shouldn't do are meant to actually enrich your happiness. Like none of those things is actually meant to harm you. It's meant to make sure that you actually have a meaningful and a happy life, finding refuge in Jesus or whatever, stuff like that. And another thing I think I would like to tell you guys, I think stay involved with things. You are young. Like, do whatever you can to be happy, play, study, meet people, get involved with a lot of things. Maybe some of you you think, oh, politics are just like for corrupt people. Politics are not for corrupt people. They're for everybody. Okay, get involved with those things. Read the newspapers. Read Yahoo News, Google News, all of those stuff. Read them. There's The Economist. Read those things. Learn a new language. I don't know. Do art. Do dancing. You're young. You need to explore. Okay, it's life. I think another thing, this is what Steve Jobs said. He said, stay hungry, stay foolish. It's really important. Those two things, stay hungry, stay foolish. You need to be humble in life, okay? If you're not, life will humble you, okay? So, be humble, stay hungry, search for knowledge. And humility is not just being about like, I'm not hired by Google. I don't deserve to be a Google. Maybe I do deserve to be a Google. Who cares? It's like it's an opportunity God gave me, and I should be thankful about that. I think humility is about that, being grateful of all the opportunities you have, and realizing that God gave you those opportunities to actually serve Him in one way or the other. Stay hungry, stay foolish. And maybe after us talking like this, you might be asking yourself, dude, I'm interested. What do you see yourself maybe what do you see yourself doing maybe, I don't know, in the next 2 years, 3 years? I think this is what I would like to do. Do a little bit more of computer science. I don't know if I like computer science or not. I just did it because I thought it was hard. That was like my initial interest in that's what really got me interested in computer science. Okay, maybe I'd like to go back to math, do a little bit of some math, and combine those two, do a little bit of some physics, do robotics, machine learning, and all of those nice things. Maybe go into finance, I don't know, maybe go into politics, do a little bit of some dancing. I don't consider myself good at dancing, but who cares? It's my life, I'm going to enjoy it, goddammit. Okay, stay hungry, stay foolish. Try not to be a man of success or a woman of success. Be a woman of faith. Because you know what? Your success is coming. It's like Jesus. The crazy thing is that it's coming for sure, but you just don't know when it's coming. But it is coming. Is it going to find you ready? That's the question. Alright, I'm done.